Hi, friends. Welcome back to Live at the Roxy on this Friday. Got to get down on Friday, October 22nd. We've made it to the weekend. Give yourself a big round of applause, a pat on the back, a huge hug, whatever it is, whatever it takes. You did it. If you're somebody who works on the weekend, raise your hand. The weekend really doesn't make a fucking difference, but it's just nice to know that we made it through another week because there's people who didn't do that. And if you are watching this live right now, or you're me talking, that means we fucking made it. So huge congratulations to us all, especially during this time. I feel like there was a few weeks strung together there where people were doing okay. And then this past week, everybody's mental health decided to be like, nah, not me, not today, Satan. And then Satan took over. That's not what we're talking about today, though. We are going to be talking about Dune. There is a movie. It's called Dune. It was my most anticipated movie of the year. It was a lot of people's most anticipated movie of the year, or one of the most anticipated movies of the year. And this movie came out not only in theaters yesterday, but also on HBO Max. An interesting choice that they made, and I want to get your thoughts on that soon. But if you're in the chat right now, we are not doing spoilers until I say spoilers. If you spoil something in the chat before we talk spoilers, you get banned from the channel for life. What did she say? Bring it back. Banned from the channel for life. And you don't want to be banned from the channel because if you're a rock star, you want to show up here all the time. So we're going to be talking about Dune. First, we're going to do a spoiler-free review of Dune. Then we're going to do a spoiler-filled review of Dune. But before we get into Dune in general, we have to talk about that horrific accident that took place on the set of Rust yesterday that resulted in the death of the cinematographer and the shooting of the director. And we are going to break that down. Oh, gosh, when Steph told me that news last night, my heart fucking sunk because people aren't supposed to die making movies. People aren't supposed to die making movies, and it happens. And even people aren't even supposed to get injured making movies. I mean, we talked about what happened on the set of Batwoman yesterday, but people are not supposed to die making movies. And it happens, and it happens too often. And they're supposed to be playing pretend. So just fucking sad, and we're going to break it all down. First, I'm going to talk to you guys, though. What do you guys have to say today? Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Send in questions, comments, concerns, support. Appreciate all of you guys who are showing up here and giving that love however you can. It means the world to me. That's how the show is able to continue and why I've been able to do it every single day for what did we decide yesterday? The last 600 and something days? In the last 2 years? 3 years? Who the fuck knows? I'm here a lot. Let's go into the Streamlabs, see what's happening on this 22nd of October. The first Streamlabs came in at 6:54 in the morning from John Get Bent. What's up, John Get Bent? He said, hey, I really loved the World Girl episode yesterday and just popping in to ask about Always Lola. Hashtag Roxy's an artist. It's going to be a busy day, so I'm getting my shit in early. Is it going to be on DVD or what? Have a good weekend. Stay awesome. Great question. Thank you, John Get Bent. Anytime any of you guys who bring up the movie that I'm in, it makes me so excited because for a long time, I didn't have an acting project that I was able to talk about. And now that there is a project, I still can't talk fully about it. But the fact that you guys are like checking in, like what's going on with Always Lola? What's happening with Always Lola? And I'm Lola. It just fucking warms my whole heart. So let's talk about Always Lola for a second. I don't know how or when you guys are going to be able to see it. That's the truth. I do know that you will be able to see it. So right now, what's happening is that I'm going to be able to see the first cut. I know they're doing a cast screening for the first cut of Always Lola in the next couple of weeks. That's really exciting for me. It means that they're working very quickly. But it's just a first cut, and a first cut means that it's not color corrected and it's not sound mixed and there's not music. And so first cut means that we are still a ways away. I doubt there is any world in which you guys are able to see this prior to at least 9 months from now. I mean, at least mid 2022, if then, because movies take a long time in post, especially movies like this that are indie movies working on indie budgets. But I'm not telling you guys. The truth is, I don't know. I know that you will be able to see it. I just don't know when you'll be able to see it or how you'll be able to see it. They have a couple of different things in the works right now that are really exciting, but nothing confirmed that I can tell you guys yet. But I'm really excited to see the first cut. I'm nervous about that because I've seen myself in a movie before, but I've never seen myself as the titular character of a movie. So let's hope I'm fucking good. And I'll let you guys know after I watch it how I feel about it. But I'm very excited about it. And the director has been incredibly complimentary of the entire cast. So I'm really looking forward to that and can't wait to give you guys more on that and what ends up happening, whether it is DVD or streaming service or festivals or the things that we're working on right now. So I'll keep you all posted. And thank you for the question, John Get Bent. Speaking of thank yous, massive thank you to somebody who just made my day. Holy shit, this show has been it's been doing well in my soul, but not financially doing well. And Christian Harsey coming through as always. You are the fucking greatest. Thank you, Christian, who said, feeling tired and frustrated and stretched a little thin and apparently been bitching too much at work. So trying to send some good fucking vibes around so they smack me like a boomerang. Oh God, I'm sending them right back to you. Probably sleeping during this, but love all y'all. Fuck. It's so funny that even before reading this, that's how I started the show. Christian, you are not alone. This is like right now, this week, people who have been doing okay, this week has been a weird week. And you know me, guys, I'm not a Mercury in retrograde person. I do not say shit like that. I do not feel things like that. I know Steph and Dee, my two co-hosts of World Girls, do, but that's not how I feel. I don't think that this is something in the stars, but there's fucking something in the air because what a weird week. This has been a week that I've been having frustrations and arguments with friends that I never fight with, that I'm having a hard time expressing myself, connecting, that I'm getting shit from all angles, that people from a long time ago in my past that I feel like I buried the situation are popping back up. And I'm like, oh my God, would you just fucking go away? So there's just been so many moving parts. So I'm very much so with you, Christian, that it has been a bizarro week. It's been a bizarro time. I'm sorry that you're frustrated. I'm sorry that you're tired. I'm sorry that you're stretched thin. And I understand you bitching a little too much at work. Come here and bitch to us. Don't bitch to your coworkers. I learned that the hard way a long time ago. Bitch to us. Don't bitch to them. Don't give them any reason. Don't give them any ammo. And I hope this boomerang comes back towards you. That's my Roxy advice for the day, though. You don't bitch to your coworkers because you just never know who's got the blabbermouth either. You bitch to the rock stars. Thanks, Christian, for the support. Fuck is right. We love you. And if you're sleeping, then sleep away. If you are here, then hello, my dear. Lloyd Nance, my first super chatter ever in the Streamlabs. He says, hi, Roxy. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, Lloyd. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Also in the Streamlabs, ZB with that support. Yes, ZB. Good afternoon, Roxy. Have a great show. I got rear-ended pretty hard coming back from lunch today, so passing good vibes forward. Guys, what is in the air? It's so strange. Something. Gosh, I'm sorry. Getting rear-ended sucks. Hopefully you and they both have insurance and everything works out, and hopefully everybody's okay. I think you would have told us if they weren't, but good vibes back towards you. Everybody send bunnies for good vibes just in general right now. Dirt Hagens, what up, Kurt, in the chat says, or in the Streamlabs says, hey, Roxy, hope you're feeling well. I'm seeing Dune tonight, so I'll probably hop out when you talk spoilers. Remember, we're giving no spoilers until I say spoilers. And when I say that we're doing spoilers, we give them. If you give them beforehand, then you get kicked out forever, 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 forever. Also, I love the World Girl table read show last night. Your Drew Barrymore was so good. Thanks. I'm an actress. I love Drew Barrymore, and I love doing that episode, although that episode did not work well for us. So I was surprised it got like no viewership and was not much supported. So I thought it was really fun, but you know, sometimes that just happens. In the Streamlabs, Glenn Caesar, my Zen Glenn, says hello and a good day, Roxy. Thanks for hanging out. Congrats to you, Doreen and Steph on Only Stupid Answers. Yeah, Dee and Steph were on Only Stupid Answers with me and DJ Woldridge this morning. If you want to check it out, go check out his Patreon. And also the episode will be on Monday. Parts of it for you guys to see on YouTube. How are you? I'm okay. Thanks for asking, Glenn. Not great. Not awful. I'm okay. Peace, bunnies, hugs, and good stuff to you, your dad, Sky, Jack, Grammy, Papa, and your family, with quotation, because you guys are my fountain family. Be most excellent to yourselves and each other, Roxy and rock stars. You deserve it. I hope you each continue breathing in golden sparkles, bring in love, and blow out stress, yucky energy with every inhale and exhale to break apart and remove all types of energetic blockages so you attain balance and get to experience happiness and joy a day. That's what everybody say. Roxy's just going off on that one. Thank you, Glenn. Apollo 3JP in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Strider says Dune was so goddamn epic. Denny is a master firing off on all cylinders. Also, side note, house music party in Venice tonight. The DJ is Pat Locke, and he's the man. Come vibe with Apollo. They will be flowing like the spice of Arrakis. You bad. Thanks, Apollo. Appreciate you. I do not think I'm going to do that tonight. I have dinner with a friend tonight that I'm very excited about. And I have dinner with a friend tomorrow that I'm very excited about too, actually. So Roxy is having herself a little weekend. I don't know what the fuck I just meant by that. Glenn Caesar in the Streamlabs says, may you breathe in more golden sparkles of love as you inhale and blow out the stress and yucky energy wherever you need to in each of your days, your weeks, your months, and even your years. Remember, we're all still alive, so be you, a sparkling diamond. I'm going to do my absolute best, Glenn Caesar. Thank you for that support. Also in the super chat, we've got Spooky Haunts who says, hi, stars and dimple boobies. Dimple boobies is almost as good as dimple tits. My Halloween spirit is high at the moment. Fuck yeah, Halloween. Fuck yeah, Halloween. And shout out to everybody in here who's passing good vibes. To all of you guys, send in Streamlabs if you can, but shout out to every single person who shows up to give their support. Stormy Woods, Kurt Hagans, Manny Gonzalez, G. Smith, John Bainbridge, Ken Ulozis, John Perillo, Glenn Caesar, Steve Cauldron, Joseph Ashley, French Taunter, Spooky Haunts, keep scrolling. Christian Hardesty. Oh, who is here? Christian, but I wish you were sleeping, but I'm glad you're here. I feel torn. Nano2233, DD Nelson, Matt Munoz, Juan Mendez, and everybody, D Train, and everyone. Where's Jake? Where's Brandy? Where my people at? Redford Reddington, Daniel Marrero, and all of the people, Mohammed Belsin, all of the people. Thanks for being here, my friends. Okay, let's talk a little bit about what the news that broke yesterday, and then we will get into Dune. Don't forget to send in your Streamlabs, your thoughts, questions, comments, concerns, streamlabs.com/Roxy Strider. Matt says Jake is swimming in a pool of Bud Light. Tell me more. I need more details on that. What the fuck does that mean? What does that mean? Manny Gonzalez says, damn, I miss a shout out. Manny, just for you, my dear. Just for you. Brandy isn't feeling well. Is she sick or what's going down? Let me know. Let me know. All right. So yesterday we got really fucking awful news. And the way that the news even publicized this news was fucking awful as well. The news was that Helena Hutchins, who was the DP or cinematographer of a movie called Rust that was being filmed in New Mexico, was shot and killed on set yesterday by a prop gun. And the director, Joel Souza, I hope I pronounced both their names right, was shot and injured. And that took place yesterday afternoon in Bonanza Creek Ranch in Santa Fe County. The gun was fired by Alec Baldwin, and the way that these headlines read were really fucking frustrating. Number one, multiple headlines said female crew member, which is just like a bizarre way of phrasing it because you're starting with her gender and then you're calling her a crew member. DP is one of the cinematographer is one of the most important people on set. They are the ones that bring things to light and life. Number two, a lot of the headlines said Alec Baldwin fatally shot crew member. This isn't about Alec as much as it's about the lives that we lost. And Of course, it affects him and is about him as well, but the app, the story is so fucking upsetting because of 50 reasons. Number one, most importantly, we lost a life for no reason. We lost the life of a director of photography who picked a creative job. This is not somebody who signed up to die today. There are professions where people sign up that are dangerous, and people who risk their lives for us. People who are watching this right now who we thank for their service every day, who put their life on the line, and that's a job that they pick. When you decide to be a cinematographer, a director of photography, this is not something you're signing up for. You're not a firefighter. You're not a police officer. You're not in the army. You are a director of photography on a film set, and you went to work that day assuming you would come home, and you didn't get into a car accident. You didn't get stung by a bee or eat something you were allergic to. There was something that was 100% preventable. And we don't know exactly what happened yet, so we need more of the details, but seemingly something that was preventable, which was that a prop gun misfired. And I still don't exactly know how this is possible. It obviously reminds a lot of us of what happened with Bruce Lee's son, Brandon Lee. And not only were you killed, but the director was also injured. And it's fucking gutting. It's gutting. And that was really upsetting. I saw a tweet that really bothered me from somebody who I don't know, but a lot of my friends followed. So I was kind of confused on who this person was. It's Dinesh D'Souza. And maybe that person's really famous and I don't know. Maybe they're in politics and I just don't know who this is. You guys know I have blind spots. Dinesh tweeted and said, the lesson of the hashtag Alec Baldwin shooting, which to call it the Alec Baldwin shooting is disturbing, but okay, is not that guns pose a danger to society, but that liberal actors who play with guns pose a danger to society and themselves. That's fucking disgusting. So I went to see his Twitter page, and then he tweeted and said, how karmically appropriate that the leftist actor who rails on police for being trigger happy suddenly goes bam and kills a completely innocent person. Sure, Alec Baldwin is remorseful now, but would he let a police officer get away with, I didn't mean to do it? This is such a fucking disgusting tweet that has 3,000 plus likes. And it's like, how are we going to correlate an actor being told to fire a prop gun as part of a movie it's not his job to check the gun and it killing somebody to a police officer whose job it is to protect people, who is supposed to be trained, and it is their job to make sure their guns don't get misfired. That's your job, to keep people safe. That is not Alec Baldwin's job. He's an actor being told what to do. Howard said, I assume you know, but Dinesh is a big-time right-wing troll. I don't know who this is. Honestly, he can't be that big time. I've never fucking heard of this man. So is he like a Ben Shapiro, Candace Owens type? Sometimes I just miss people. But what a fucking disgusting tweet. And what a disgusting place we live in that 3,000 plus people liked this tweet. Horrible. We need to know more about what went down here. But there's never supposed to be a time when somebody gets shot and killed on a movie set. Awful. Awful. Oh, he's been around forever. Thank you, Howard, for educating me. He says he's legendary, very big time. Already had a felony for campaign finance regulations. Been around forever, huh? This man is fucking gross. Fucking disgusting tweets. And just in general, some horrible things being said. And I feel awful for everybody involved, but mostly for the actress, for the cinematographer who lost her life, and for the director who is injured, and for Alec Baldwin, who must be feeling like a living piece of shit right now, even though it's not his fault. I wonder what happened here. This is horrifying. And it's not how it's supposed to work. Howard said, Roxy, did you see the lap piece? What's that? The lat just broke. Horrifying. About union people walking off. No, I need to know. Tell me more. Send me a link. A young kid is without his mom. It's heartbreaking. Stormy, completely. Alec is a producer, and crew walked off hours before for unsafe conditions. He holds some of the responsibility. Well, if that's true, and he's a producer, and there was unsafe conditions, and that was sent forward, then yeah, then he does. So you just sent the link. Oh, I don't get it. Jake said, I don't understand how it happened with all the safety protocols. It's not something I'm well versed in enough yet to know what exactly happened, which is why I don't know where the blame is, whether it's a manufacturing issue, whether it's a SAG issue, whether it's a production issue, where the problem lies. All I know is that you're not supposed to die on a movie set, and the people that got shot are the ones that my heart fucking is broken for. Broken. Horrible. And this tweet. Ugh. Just awful. Stormy Wood says LA Times said misfires had happened on prop gun before. On this prop gun, wow. Redford says non-union member with the prop gun. I wonder what happens here. It sounds to me like probably litigation's in order from who by who, I don't know. But at the end of the day, we can't bring back the person who died, who's shot and killed on set as a cinematographer. Fucking awful. And by the way, there's not that many fucking female cinematographers in the business. And from the stories that I was reading, it sounds like she was really lovely and good. It's awful. Awful. Questions, comments, concerns, thoughts. I know that most of us have the same fucking thoughts on this, but send them into the Streamlabs. We are going to talk about Dune so that we don't have to end on this miserable note. But let me check in with the Streamlabs as we are here right now. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar. Della Common says, as someone who has to have a little medicated boost for it, I like to think weeks like these, that the world must have a mass serotonin deficiency. I just want to look at some people and go, you good? I know. A lot of crazy shit happening this week. And it's just like, I just want to hug some people and be like, you holding up okay? Because so many people clearly aren't. Princess Positive says, one tweet I saw from a crew member said unsafe conditions and crew members were forced to sleep in their cars before production wouldn't provide hotel rooms closer to shooting. Fucking awful. That's really bad. Really bad. That sounds really fucking bad. I'm curious about this link that Jake, did you put in a link for me? Hold on. I think you did, but my YouTube is catching up. Refreshing it because I want to see. Okay, LA Times. Let's see. Alec Baldwin, Russ, camera crew walked off set in protest before the fatal shooting. See what the LA Times has to say, and then we'll get into Dune. Hours before the actor Alec Baldwin fatally shot a cinematographer on the New Mexico set of Rust with a prop gun. I feel like they should be using her name every time, but okay. With a prop gun, a half dozen camera crew workers walked off the set to protest working conditions. Camera operators and their assistant were frustrated by the conditions surrounding the low-budget film, including complaints of long hours and getting their paychecks, according to 3 people familiar with the matter who were not authorized to comment. The camera crew showed up for work as expected at 6:30 a.m. Thursday and began gathering up their gear and personal belongings to leave, one knowledgeable crew member told the LA Times. Labor trouble had been brewing for a few days on the dusty set at the Bonanza Creek Ranch near Santa Fe. Shooting began on October 6th, and members of the production said that they had been promised the production would pay for their hotel rooms in Santa Fe, as would be typical. But after the filming began, the crew were told they instead would be required to make the 50-mile drive from Albuquerque each day rather than stay overnight nearby Santa Fe. This is the kind of shit that IATSE is talking about right now that makes it really fucking difficult, because people are like, oh, a 12-hour turnaround would be fine if it's a 10-hour turnaround. But imagine if then on top of that, you have 2-hour driving time each time, because it's hour there, hour back, and that's not if there's traffic. And so say then it's now an 8-hour turnaround time. But then say you were leaving a little late or something happens. It's like just completely unacceptable. The cinematographer who was accidentally killed, Helena Hutchins, had been advocating for safer conditions for her team, said one crew member who was on the set. As the camera crew, members of the International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees, that's IATSE, by the way, spent about an hour assembling their gear at the Bonanza Creek Ranch. Several non-union crew members showed up to replace them, the knowledgeable person said. A member of the production staff, of the producer staff, then ordered their union members to leave the set. She said if they didn't leave, the producers will call security to remove them. So this is how you get away with legally doing illegal kind of shit. Corners were being cut, and they brought in non-union people so they would continue shooting, end quote. There were 2 misfires in the prop gun on Saturday and one the previous week, the person said, adding there was serious lack of safety meetings on the set. How can you have multiple misfires on the prop gun and it still is the thing that gets used? It is so fucking concerning. Quote, the safety of our cast and crew is a top priority of Rust Productions and everyone associated with the company, Rust Movie Productions, LLC, said in a statement. I mean, clearly not. Though we were not made aware of any official complaints concerning weapon or prop safety on set, we'll be conducting an internal review of our producers while production is shut down. Of course, it's shut down. Somebody died. We will continue to cooperate with Santa Fe authorities in their investigation and offer mental health service to the cast and crew during this tragic time. The shooting occurred about 6 hours after the union camera crew left. Baldwin, the film star, who also served as a producer on the film, was apparently rehearsing a scene outside a church on Bonanza Creek Ranch set, according to 2 knowledgeable people. The scene involved and him being a producer. We don't know fully what that means on this, because that could be in all different kinds of things. Is he a producer in name and in title? Is he actually working on producing the movie? What say does he have on the set? I'm unclear on that at this time. The scene involved a gunfight that began in church, and then Baldwin's character was supposed to back out the church, according to production notes obtained by the Times. It was the 12th day of a 21-day shoot, so they were halfway through. Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office said deputies were dispatched to the Bonanza Creek movie set, where filming was underway for the Western Rust, after calls to 911 at 1:50 p.m. So we know they got there at 6:30 that morning. Baldwin was starring in the movie in addition to serving as one of the producers. No charges have been filed, but the sheriff's office said the witnesses continued to be interviewed by detectives. Baldwin said Friday he's fully cooperating with the police investigation into the incident. Of course, he's fully cooperating. That would be insane if he wasn't. He's not fucking Brian Laundrie. There are no words to convey my shock and sadness regarding the tragic accident that took the life of Helena Hutchins, a wife, mother, and deeply admired colleague of ours, Baldwin wrote Friday in a series of tweets. Production has been halted on the low-budget movie, but began filming this month. In an email to the members, Local 44 and IATSE, a union that represents prop masters, said the shot that killed Hutchins and injured director Joel Souza on Thursday was a live single round. As many of us have already heard, there was an accidental weapons discharge as a production titled Rust being filmed in New Mexico, said the North Hollywood-based Local. A live single round was accidentally fired on set by the principal actor, hitting both the director of photography, Local 600 member Helena Hutchins, and director Joel Souza. Both were rushed to the hospital. A source close to the union said Local 44 doesn't know what projectile was in the gun and clarified that live is an industry term that refers to a gun being loaded with some material such as blank ready for filming. Bonanza Creek Ranch has been a popular filming location for more than 60 years. The first movie to film there was The Man from Laramie. I wonder if that's like Laramie Project, starring Jimmy Stewart. Oh, no, it must be a long. I don't know that. And Blazing Saddles. Wow. Ballad of Buster Scruggs. Yep. That TV show, and Longmire. I know all the rest of those. Fucking awful. Just fucking awful. Horrible. All right. Let me know what you guys think. I don't know that there are many thoughts to be had other than may this woman rest in peace. May her family be taken care of in her absence. And may we do everything possible to keep people from dying on sets because they didn't fucking sign up for that. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. We are going to transition to Dune. You guys know this is a roller coaster show. We rock the high-low. We talk about all different things here. And sometimes our transitions are harsh, but sometimes that's what you have to do in order to live life and not focus and to still talk about the things that are horrible, but then also remember that there are other things in the world. And this is why entertainment is so important, because it does remind us of the positive things. It does bring us light into our life and does bring us together with our loved ones and people and give us something to connect and relate to. So I did see Dune last night, even me struggling to transition. I saw Dune last night after we did our show, and I went with Dorina and Steph. We went to the movie theater to watch it, and we got a smorgasbord of food and tea and dessert and all this, and set up and watched the 3-hour movie after we had done our 2-hour live stream after we had our 3-hour meeting. And oh boy, was it worth every single second of it. We're going to give non-spoiler review of Dune, and then we're going to get into spoilers, but do not spoil it in the chat yet. As I've told you guys, if you spoil it now, then you'll be kicked out forever. Before I get to any of that, though, let's go into the Streamlabs, see what it is that you guys are talking about here. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. And Kim in the Streamlabs says, hi, Dimple Tits, Roxy, wishing you and everyone else some brighter times ahead. Hopefully people's moods turn around for the better. Rest in peace to Helena Hutchins. Just curious, did you and the rest of your cast and crew always feel safe while shooting your movie? Great question. I can't speak for everybody, but I felt like our director was highly concerned about our level of safety, because we were out in the woods. I mean, there was no scene like this, but we were out in the woods, and it's a mentally really tough script. And our director did always check in on us and producers. And I felt, for a low budget indie movie, I think that they did a really phenomenal job of taking care of us as best as they could. And I felt really seen and appreciated by that. And that's on a micro budget movie. On a movie like this, there's really no fucking excuse. Like on their movie, there's just no fucking excuse. So yeah, thank you for asking. Spooky Han says, "Woosah, gotta center myself. Woosah, my child, I feel you. I keep having to center myself too. The world makes it a little difficult, but we will center ourselves. We shall. Sorry about the lawn mowing outside. I hope that's not too loud for you guys." Glenn Caesar in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer says, "May you find your never-ending fountain of happiness and joy and get to drink from it wherever you can. I hope you remember to say to yourself, I'm kind, I'm caring, I'm fully unique, I'm worthy, my story is important and deserves to be seen and heard. I'm trying, Glenn." He also says, "Roxy and Rockstars and everyone who's been battling, thank you for choosing to. Thank you for showing up and being supportive for the people around you whenever, however you can, doing all of that, even when it's tough. A tough challenge makes you a winner chicken dinner. When you win, we all win." I feel the same way about you, Glenn. So thank you. Appreciate that support. Jake Yakavetta in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer says, "To lighten it up a little, I'm now on season 2 of Mythic Quest. It's so good. And that quarantine episode, holy shit, I know, it was so good. No spoilers, but Poppy broke my heart because it was so sad, especially at the end. I'm glad I took your recommendation on this one. Yeah, it is really excellent. And that quarantine episode was phenomenal. And it is great that how they can infuse those real moments in such a comedic show. And it just is poignant and works. It was a really great episode. I agree. Jess Quo in the Streamlabs, what's up, Jess? Says, as a non-industry person, I'm wondering why sets don't just use toy guns instead of prop guns shooting blanks, and are those production issues that the crew walked out over a common occurrence? Fair questions. Why don't they use toy guns? I think the answer to that would be so that things are as realistic as possible looking, because when you're playing make-believe, you want to make things look believe. I'm not saying that should be the way it is, but I think that's why it is the way it is. And the crew walkout is that common. The way that they're verbalizing walkout is strange, because it doesn't sound like the crew walked out. It sounds like the crew was asked to leave, and probably for financial reasons because they'd hit their hours or because they needed a non-union crew for a specific reason. This is, in my experience, this kind of thing is common. Now, whether that's right or wrong, I that's not my comment right now, but common, yes, I would say things like this are fairly common. You guys are telling me to check my Twitter. Oh, whoa, whoa. Do you guys see this? Ah! Woo! Yay! I love Hayden. I love Hayden. I'm sorry, I know we were just talking about something so serious, but you guys know how much I love Hayden Christensen. Hayden Christensen's returning to Star Wars with the Ahsoka series. Hayden, 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 Hayden. Roller coaster of a show. I know. What? Let's go. I love Hayden. Okay, I got to look at this article. What do we know? And then we'll get to Dune. What do we know? Okay. Here's what we know. This is coming from Hollywood Reporter. Hayden Christensen is staying in the fold of the Galactic Empire. The actor will reprise his role of Anakin Skywalker, aka Darth Vader, in Ahsoka, the latest Star Wars live-action series from Lucasfilms and Disney Plus. Multiple sources tell the Hollywood Reporter. Rosario Dawson is starring in the fan-favorite character as Ahsoka Tano, a Jedi Knight survivor popular in the animation side of Star Wars, who has made her live-action debut in the second season of The Mandalorian. Plot details are being kept in the far reaches of the Outer Rim, but it is known that longtime Star Wars lightsaber wielder Dave Filoni is writing the series and exec producing with Jon Favreau. It is unclear how Skywalker, or for that matter, Vader, will figure into Ahsoka, which, like Mandalorian, is set 5 years after the events of Return of the Jedi, thus after Vader's death. Interesting. So what are you guys thinking? What do you guys think then? Flashbacky, or like through the Force, or illusion? How are you guys feeling? But yes, the character of Tano was the Padawan apprentice of Skywalker. To the latter's appearance in the series could be in the form of flashbacks, but knowing a thing or two about how the Force works, sources also posit the theory the character could be a Force ghost. Wow, they literally just went over everything I just said. Disney was as silent as Darth Maul when asked to comment. Production is due to begin early 2022. That's not even that far away. Christensen famously played the future Vader in 2002's Star Wars Attack of the Clones and 2005 Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. Fans went wild when it was announced at Disney's Investor Day in December 2020 that the actor was returning for the role of Obi-Wan Kenobi, the live-action series starring Ewan McGregor. As usual, story details are being obscured by Lucasfilm mind tricks, and it's not known whether he will appear as Skywalker in flashback or Vader or both. Christensen is repped by Paradigm. Whoa. Okay, so let's think about this. How much of the show do we think he's going to be in? Because it says he's returning to Star Wars with Ahsoka in the series. Are you guys thinking that's a one-episode appearance? Are you thinking this is a consistent thing? Curious. As I was watching Dune last night, actually, and this is non-spoiler, I have to say, I know that a lot of you guys have issues with Hayden Christensen. I think that's nuts. I think he's the best part of the prequels. I'm fucking obsessed with him. I feel like maybe, I don't know how this comment's going to come across, because everybody is so down on Hayden Christensen's performance in those movies. But Timothée Chalamet, and I mean this is the best compliment possible, Timothée Chalamet reminds me so much of Hayden. They just remind me of each other. So that's how I feel. Anyway, Streamlabs in. Questions, comments, concerns. Your thoughts on this. This is a big one to be revealed while we were live at the Roxy. Fuck yeah! All right, in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Strider, Pink Sweet says, OMG, hi. I just got some cute news at work that I'm feeling cute. So I'm feeling cute. Yay! Laugh my ass off. OMG, Hayden is going to be in Ahsoka series. How do we get Roxy in Star Wars ASAP? I don't know, Pink Sweets, but let's do it. You opposite Hayden. Imagine. Have a good day. I would die. Go to heaven. Fucking love him. Leonard Kim in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar says, oh, Roxy, don't be shy. Be specific. What exactly was in the smorgasbord of foods and treats? Also, random question. Are you liking Caitlin / Tasha hosting tandem on Bachelorette? Initially, it didn't work for me, but it's gradually growing on me. Yeah, I really like their hosting together, actually. And I agree. At first, I was like, but it's really growing on me as well. In the smorgasbord of foods, Steph ordered an Impossible Burger. D ordered a turkey burger. I ordered a turkey burger. We all ordered fries. D's were sweet potato. Ours were not. Then we got ice cream sandwiches, 2 orders of those, but they came with toffee chocolate chip cookies and the ice cream. Then we also got a s'mores cake. And I got a chamomile tea. D got a chamomile tea. D got a popcorn. And I think that was it. It's a lot of food for a movie. So a whole to do. Thanks for asking. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar. Getting any questions, comments, or concerns? Mostly comments because we love Hayden. Christian Harsey in the Streamlabs with that support again. Yes, Christian. Holy shit. Anakin showing up in the Ahsoka show is going to be phenomenal. It's going to be so dope to see something similar to Ahsoka's vision with Anakin in Rebels. Wow. Is that what you think's happening? I need to know more because I don't watch Rebels. I only watch live action ones. Yes. Della Common says Hayden has to be in flashbacks after Star Wars Rebels. I don't think they can improve. Of retracted for spoilers scenes. So that's funny because Christian thinks that they're going to recreate those in live action, and Della Common, you think that they're going to not do that, and then instead they're going to do flashbacks so that they're not repeating what they did in Rebels. That's what I'm gathering, but you guys let me know. I don't know, because as you guys know, I'm a casual Star Wars fan, but what's my favorite part about Star Wars? Hayden Christensen. God, I love him. I rep him so hard. He's the best. Spooky Haunt says, think Roxy would make a good Mandalorian. Thanks. That would be so cool. Pink Sweet says, my fave white people. Cool. Ryan Gosling is playing Ken opposite Margot in the Barbie movie. Whoa! Those are your favorite white people. I thought you meant Hayden. Damn. Did that just get announced too? Holy shit. So much stuff is coming out. It's like they knew we were live and they just wanted to throw things at us. We haven't even gotten to Dune yet. Jake Yakoveta in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar says, Pink Sweets doesn't need someone at work to tell her she's cute. She's always cute as fuck. That is so true. Pink Sweets is so fucking cute. You are right, Jake. Much love to my wonderful friend and all other world friends, except Keith. He can fuck himself, lol. Oh my God, is Della Common taking PLD's Jake versus spot? That's funny. I'm here for the rivalries. I love it. All right, let's move forward. Send in them Streamlabs. I want to hear from you guys. Send in those super chats. I want to hear from you there. We got one from Dark Jedi Knight who said, I saw the movie in IMAX last night, and honest to God, it was one of the best movies going experiences in my life. That's about Dune. I totally feel that, and I can't wait to talk more about that in a second. But let's go into the Streamlabs and see what's going on there. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar. Singing it now. Leonard Kim says, you might be a casual Star Wars fan, but I'm a casual fan among the casual Star Wars fan. Henceforth, I'm always down for more Star Wars content. Chances are I'll like it. You definitely could have gotten more food if you ask me. Really? Burgers were massive. 3 burgers, 3 sets of fries, 2 ice cream sandwiches, a s'mores cake, teas, popcorn. I was going to get candy, but at that point it felt like a lot. And I just had eaten an apple too. I feel like I am missing something though. What's the other thing that I was munching on? I don't know. Maybe that was it. That might have been it. Let's talk about Dune. This is a non-spoiler review of Dune section. So right now, just give your general Dune thoughts. You can Streamlabs them in. You can super chat them in. You can put them in the chat. I'm going to give my Dune thoughts in general. And then we will do spoiler reviews, but not yet. No worries. Jake Yakoveta says, left my house off. Roxy got so hyped over the Hayden news that it sounds like I'm listening to this on 1.5 speed. I know. I love Hayden. I love Hayden. Everybody who was listening to it on 2 times speed probably was like, slow down, buddy. All right. Let's talk. Went to see Dune last night with Dee and Steph. We went to a 9:30 screening. it flew the fuck by. This movie looks beautiful. This movie is beautiful. This movie is so good that I didn't notice it was 3 hours long. I really like the characters and the world building. I think Timothy Chalamet is excellent. I think Rebecca Ferguson is excellent. I think that uh, everybody everybody in the movie. I think that Jason Momoa is excellent. I think that Oscar is excellent. I think that the performances in general just were so captivating, and the landscape and the setting, everything that we saw, I just was in awe. I wish that I did more paying attention to the words, because sometimes I was so in awe over what I was looking at that I was like, fuck, did I miss a very specific, like, there are some of the rules that I was like, did they go over how this thing works, how this technology operates, or how what we're doing on this place and how exactly this happened? But for a first time viewing, it was just an incredible experience. It looks, from the technology to the weapons to the vehicles, the way that it looks is so visually pleasing and flooring that it felt like a whole new world. So I couldn't have loved this more as a sci-fi movie, as a sci-fi fan. I really, really fucking liked it. This was very clearly part one of what will be part two or part three. A lot of people are saying that the original Dune book is going to be split into these two movies. For me, I feel like they always try to suck a trilogy out of these things, so maybe it'll be three. But for me, I'm okay with it because I'm a TV watcher, and so my brain is trained to know at the end of a movie, it's not the end of the world. And so, for my non-spoiler thoughts on it, I'll just say that I understand why some people were bummed out that this wasn't a completed story, but I was super duper in on it. So those are my general Dune thoughts. I really liked it. I think that it is doing even better with audience than critics, which I love because the people are liking this, and that's what really matters. I think that going into this, I wish that there was a little more Zendaya in the movie. Again, non-spoiler, but just she is not in as much of the movie as I thought. The way they were doing press, Zendaya and Timothy Chalamet were doing all the press together, and we do not get nearly as much Zendaya as we do Timothy. I really liked all the family dynamics in this, and the fight scenes were really cool and different. So yes, really liked Dune. What did you guys think in general? Send in those Streamlabs before I get everybody out of here who hasn't seen it yet, so we can talk some spoiler shit. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. I guess I will do some of my sign outs now so that people can be escaping so that they don't have to get into the spoilers with us. I am going to be live at the Roxy on Sunday, and then we're going to do World Girl Sunday night. And then other than that, live at the Roxy every day next week. SEN on Tuesday, World Girl Wednesday. We back, baby, 2 Wednesdays. Apparently Thursdays don't work very well for us. So that will be the week of Roxy in the Streamlabs. Let's see who's chiming in over here. Like I said, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Glenn Caesar says, being unselfishly loving and supportive of others, including strangers, whether it's on the internet or not, as well as being kind, caring, and fully unique, makes you humane, worthy, and a cozy fire to be near. You are remarkable, a priceless treasure, and an inspiration. Thanks, Glenn. Also in here, Christian Hardesty again. Yes, Christian. I'm hoping Force Ghost Anakin gets to give Ahsoka some closure. Realizing and accepting that her master became Vader was so emotional and heartbreaking. Getting a reverse of the lawful temple, is that how you say it, scene for her would be so beautiful. Okay. I don't fully understand what you just said, but I believe you. And that's what matters, right? Bueller. All right. I can't believe that I am like a ride or die Hayden Christensen fan. Ride or die. And somehow I'm live and it's announced while I'm live that he's coming back. And the fact that I want to talk about that, even when I just saw Dune and I was so fucking obsessed with Dune, and then we get a casting announcement that probably most people don't, it seems like you guys care, but most people don't care that much about because nobody rides for Anakin or Hayden the way I do. He's my favorite part of the prequels. He's coming fucking back. We're seeing him so soon. All right, I'm done with that. Everybody who doesn't want it to be spoiled for them, get the fuck out of here. We are about to talk Dune spoilers. I saw Dune. We're going to spoil it. We're going to spoil it in the chat. We're going to spoil it with our voices. And by our voices, I mean mine, but maybe you'll use your voice through me. What? We're using this time to talk Dune spoilers. So be gone before somebody drops a house on you. All right, let's do it. Send in your Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer, so we can talk Dune. I have a lot of questions, comments, concerns about Dune. The first one being that with the marketing, the fact that Zendaya does not really come into this movie until the third act was shocking. That was shocking. It was really, truly, based on the marketing, I thought we were going to be simultaneously telling these two people's stories. And then when they meet up, they meet up. But we are telling his story. Make no mistake, this is Paul's story. And Zendaya, kind of, even though we're seeing her in visions, we're not getting to her till the third act. I think that's a little bit of a bummer, but in a movie where we are definitely getting a sequel, I'm looking forward to learning more about her in the future. So really what there was to grasp onto here was the family dynamic. I'm bummed that Oscar Isaac isn't making it into the next movie with us because he dies. However, I'm really excited about the fact that we are going to get Rebecca Ferguson because she was such an interesting part of this. She kicks butt, yet we were questioning her, and I didn't remember the original. I had seen the first Dune a little bit ago, but I haven't watched it in a while, and I never read the books. So this is coming from a very casual Dune person who this is really my first memorable interaction with Dune. The concubine part surprised me because I was thinking to myself that they were married the whole time, and then that comes up, and then we never hear more about that. And I was like, why didn't you marry her? What does it have to do with the fact that she's a concubine? Why are you questioning whether she is going to take care of your son or not? What has she done in the past? Is it just that moment with the witchy woman, Queen Witchy Woman, who puts his hand in the box? What is the story here? And now that we've isolated those two as family members and they're off on a journey with the Sand People, it's not their names. Their name is Clement. Themins. What are the Sand People called? What are the Sand People called? You know who I'm talking about. It will be cool to see the two of them. I don't love one moment with the two of them, though. Fremen. Thank you. Thanks, Patrick. The Fremen. I don't love one moment with the two of them, though. And that moment was a moment that made me really fucking uncomfortable. And that's a moment in which they're both getting into their suits and they're both getting naked and getting changed. And the way that it's shot, it felt like some weird sexual tension thing. And I was like, what is this movie trying to show to me right now? They both kind of look back at each other and I'm like, mother and son. Why are we doing this? Also, Timothée Chalamet looks like a 10-year-old boy in this. And that's kind of bizarre because everybody on the internet is like, Timothy is so hot. And I'm like, Timothy might be legally of age, but Timothy looks like a child in this movie, like a child. But that was a really strange scene where they're looking back at each other and like, ooh, we're naked. And I'm like, what the fuck is this weird ass moment? But okay. Just in the same way that I don't understand this culture where we spit on the ground, I don't understand this fucking moment. So I really like that we're moving forward with them. I'm upset that we lost Momoa. He was one of my favorite parts of the movie, and I really wanted to see his dynamic moving forward with them. I'm upset that we lost the female doctor. I don't remember what her name is, but who helps them escape, and then she puts the thumper, and then she ends up dying. She was the fucking shit, and I would love to see what she did. I'm upset that we lost Oscar Isaac. I'm upset that we lost the guy at the end who didn't win the challenge. Also, by the way, 4 people of color that we lost. That's a big bummer too. I'm upset that we lost David Dalsmachian because I just like him as a human. And I think that this Humpty Dumpty looking fuck is really gross. And I'm into him as a villain. But I'm confused on how he ended up living when he was that close to Oscar's face when he bit down on the thing. Questions for you guys. Things that my mind has been riddled with since I watched this. Even though, again, loved this movie, but obviously sci-fi movie, so I have a lot of different questions and thoughts about it. In the ending, what is happening here? So we've got 2 different things going on that made me have questions. In the challenge sequence where we have Javier Bardem and his champion who ends up fighting for him and dying, what's taking place? The champion, what I have gathered, and you guys tell me if this is right or wrong. His champion, whatever that guy's name is, does anybody know that the character's name? The guy who ends up dying for Javier Bardem. The champion sees that Rebecca Ferguson has bested Javier Bardem, and so he says that he wants to fight Rebecca Ferguson. But Rebecca Ferguson ends up having a champion, and it's Timothée Chalamet. So Jameis, Jamis, is that how you say it? Jamis ends up fighting Paul, both as each other's champions. What are they fighting for here? Is it alpha position? Because if it is, then I'm a little confused. Because if they're both for the champions, then when Jamis is killed by Paul, his champion is Rebecca Ferguson. So does that make her the alpha? Because then when Rebecca Ferguson says we're leaving, Paul says, nah, we're staying. If they'll have us, we're staying. So who's the alpha now? And what exactly was that all about? I'm just a little confused on the rules of this society. Like, now is Javier Bardem leading, and Delacommon says he doesn't want an outsider. So if that's the case, Delacommon, if Paul had lost, then him and Rebecca Ferguson Paul would have died, and Rebecca Ferguson would have been excommunicated? Matt says Rebecca's the alpha. But then if Rebecca's the alpha, then how come when she made the decision, we didn't go with her decision? We went with Paul's decision to join the Sand People, the Fremen, who I'm calling the Sand People. Matt says, in my understanding, that's what's happening. Paul saw the fight and changed the outcome. It says Alpha Polygon. Who's the alpha? It's Alpha Polygon. No, she didn't have a champion per se. He just stepped up to protect her. Haskell, but he says, I will accept him, Paul, as her champion. So I'm not saying that this is a flaw in the movie. I'm just curious what's happening. And obviously we're going to know in the next movie, but I'm really interested. Patrick says something interesting here. I love how Paul's visions are unreliable. I like that too, because you don't know what to make of it. You can't really make heads or tails of it. It's kind of like dreams meet the future, but bits and pieces of it. And I loved every time that he saw Zendaya. And I love putting together what's going on with the swords and knives and the blood and what exactly that looks like. So really curious about all of that stuff. Also really just looking forward to living more in this world and being with the Fremen, the Sand People. I think that the Emperor bringing us here so that he could kill us, kind of curious about the full motivation there. Feel like there were easier ways to do that. So I'm interested in what happens to that. Yeah, these are some of my thoughts. What do you guys think? Streamlabs.com/Roxy Strider. Questions, comments, concerns, Dune spoilers. Get them in now because we are getting out of here soon. So if you have thoughts, please let me hear them. Jess Kuo says, some of my friends who saw Dune said the plot lagged. What do you think of the narrative part of the movie? I quit reading the book halfway because I just couldn't get through it. So I'm wondering if I'll feel the same way about the movie. Ooh, I hope you're not listening still, because then that would be major spoilers. But I felt like Dee said that she thought the least strong part about this was the script. I understand that commentary because it's not a full circle. It's not completion. It's not how we think of movies to have a 3-act structure where the plot has a beginning, middle, and end. It's kind of an emotional beginning, middle, and end. And that end is just a temporary end. So I thought that it didn't lag at all. I thought this flew. It felt like it was an hour and a half to me. I was entranced the whole time. Never one moment was I like, can we move on? Or I'm getting sick of this. But I get where people are coming from with the script. Let me know how you guys feel. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Strider. Again, any last minute questions, comments, concerns before we get out of here. Who's your favorite character? What's your favorite moment in this? What was the biggest surprise for you? If you liked the original David Lynch Dune, did you like this one more? I'm guessing the answer to that is yes. If you read the books, did you feel like this did the first book justice? Would love to hear from some of you guys, super fans, and the more casual fans like me, where it's just like, I thought this was a great fucking movie. So that is how I am feeling. Shout out to all of you guys who are in here live supporting the show right now. Appreciate you all for being here. Della Common, Patrick Glanville, Matt Munoz, Samuel Sins, Alpha Polygon, Dark Jedi Knight, Jake Yakavetta, Lord Mubdib. For those of you guys who are new faces or voices in here, please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and join the Rockstar community. We're happy to have you here. Haskell 420, Pink Sweets, Spooky Haunts, Glenn Caesar, Andrew Thomas, Leonard Kim, Red Sands, G. Smith, Della Common, and everybody who's giving their support, ZB, John Perillo. Appreciate all of you guys for showing up today and talking Dune and all those other things. Still can't believe it about that big announcement. What? As we get out of here, Much love to all of you guys. You know, things that we say at the end of the show, no matter what we talked about on the show today, to stay safe, stay sane, to make your bed, put down the toilet seat and the lid. We don't want those buffoons. Don't remember the Holocaust. Brett Miles Jonathan, arrest the cops who killed Breonna Taylor, all three of them, for killing Breonna Taylor. And to check your internet, you can do so by blowing on it. Before we get out of here, I'll take any last minute Streamlabs from you guys. Let's go back into the Streamlabs and see what you guys are closing us out on. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Strider. Glenn Caesar says, Roxy, you the fucking best. You the fucking best. You the fucking best. Best we ever had. I hope that you and all the rock stars have a super fun, rocking good time, or just generally a really awesome weekend. Feel great, be excellent, and laugh freely. What beautiful words to go out on, Glenn. I appreciate you, my dear. Thanks to all of you guys in here. And I will see you guys on Sunday live at the Roxy. Jake, don't throw that. Grammy said, don't make my bed shit at me. Don't you do it, Ricky Bobby. She doesn't know everything. She knows a lot, but she does not know everything. Just Grammy undermining my authority on my own show. My own show. Later.